one. I guess my favorite teacher would be Mr. Cognetta. He was, it was a tough year. I had him in 7th grade, and he was a great teacher and a good coach. So I would have to say Mr. Cognetta.
My favorite teacher in high school was Miss Boyer. She was really passionate about all of her students. She really cared and wanted us to really reach our very best. And she was also really passionate about her subject, so I learned a lot about science in her classroom.
Dave Hoffman, because he was very inspiring and believed in all of his students.
When I went to school here, my favorite teacher was Ken Dato. He was my high school band teacher, and he was my favorite teacher because he always had time to help me in any way that I needed.
My favorite teacher from Elmwood was Dave Hoffman, and I remember the first day I had Dave. He told me he could tell I was nervous, and he said, by the time you graduate, you are going to be able to laugh at yourself. And then I remember my last week with him, he said he met his goal, so I felt like he really got to know me.
My favorite teacher was Don Blegan. I liked biology and science, and taught us very well, and Mr. Hoffman.
My favorite teacher was Mr. Dave Hoffman because he always cared about me as a person and made sure that everybody was included and made very interesting lessons.
My favorite teacher was Dolores Radke because she always read a book to us, and the books were enjoyable and all the kids in the class listened to her.
This is Joyce Kendall. She was my first grade teacher, and she just made everything calm. Everything was always fun.
Too many of them to say, so I'm going to go with a few. We're going to go with Ken Dato, Jim Gibhard, Don Blegan, Dave Hoffman, to name a few. Too many of them helped me out throughout my life, and just great role models, and taught me a lot of what I know.
Wow, where do I start? My favorite teacher growing up here in Elmwood. There were so many amazing ones, I'm not sure, but here's my list. Kay Sprader, 3rd grade. Mary Lou Kershinsky, substitute teacher. Mr. Bruce Schmiling, my ag teacher and football coach. And Coach Joe Eisenuth, my JV basketball coach and longtime mentor. Those would be my favorite teachers, and why? Just because they all had a different impact on me throughout the years, but again, so many different ones that I can remember from when I was a student here 20, 30 years ago.
When I think of Elmwood schools, I think of community. Everybody that's around here is trying to help every person achieve the very, very best that they can. So there's always going to be someone to have your back, no matter what circumstances.
I would say sense of family, small community. We all have each other's backs, and we take care of one another. So
I think of family.
When I think of Elmwood Schools and Community, I think of small, close, family. Everybody knows a lot about everybody, that we can help each other out, and I just feel that's a great place to be.
I think of family, especially after this week. It's been a crazy week, and I felt like everybody has really come together, not just at the school, but in the whole community. So I think of family.
I think of community and a school community in the sense of students, teachers, support staff working together for a greater cause and to achieve great things.
I think of community, and I think of family.
What I think of when I think of Elmwood schools, just an awesome community that is on the brink of continuing to do great things for kids, just like the teachers and the community did for me when I was a kid here in the past. So just an awesome place to be, an awesome place to live and to raise a family. Thank you, Elmwood Schools, and all the teachers from all the past years.